Today's story is number 4. On the brevity of our ties. Ties in this world last only for a time. We are husband and wife, parent and child, for a short period only. Once this reality sinks in, we cannot help treasuring each moment of our brief association. Let's read it one more time. On the brevity of our ties. Ties in this world last only for a time. We are husband and wife, parent and child, for a short period only. Once this reality sinks in, we cannot help treasuring each moment of our brief association. Okay, very good. Yeah, so this lesson is teaching us about the impermanence of this world and our lives. Buddha taught again and again, repeatedly, that all things are impermanent. They are inevitably subject to change. As much as we might not like to face that reality, if we are honest with ourselves and we do some self-introspection, we begin to realize everything is changing constantly. Yeah. And the reason sometimes, actually, a lot of people who come to our meetups, this is maybe one of the number one issues that they struggle with, is dealing with difficult people at work or at home or in their neighborhood with their neighbors. It becomes very painful when you have to deal with someone who is very difficult. You know, some people are not reasonable. You cannot have a conversation with them. They only insist on their own viewpoints. They don't listen to you. They don't consider your point of view or why you think or feel the way you do. They're too much in their own bubble, in their own headspace. So as a result, it becomes difficult to have a conversation with them. And then sometimes maybe they lose their temper. You cannot talk with them reasonably. So life becomes very hard, bitter, and every day becomes so dark. So some of these people, they have very deep bond with the Buddha from the distant past, that they come to Buddhism for answers. So that's beautiful. But the reason we focus on that so much is that we forget about the impermanence of this life and our lives. We forget how brief our ties are. Our association in this life is so brief, just for a short period of time. If we constantly remember that, even difficult people become something that we miss them, actually. Yeah, actually, this happened to me when I was in Los Angeles teaching, and then I went to Japan. And I was kind of getting fed up with the population, or kind of everything is so busy in Los Angeles, the crowd. And I went to Japan and to learn Buddhism and of course study Japanese. But little by little, you don't believe it, I began to even miss the congested freeways of Los Angeles. This is unthinkable. Yeah. Yeah, I began to miss it or remember them so fondly. That was one of the reasons I just left, because I was going crazy with the heavy congestion of freeways. But after 6 months or something in Japan, I missed that traffic so much. Traffic, it's not the traffic, it's more like the drivers behind the wheels. You know, not everybody drives recklessly. Some people let you in their lane. Many people are practicing kindness, and just that feeling of it, that I missed it. So if we remember the impermanence of life, however, we have a mind which doesn't understand impermanence. So we need to listen to Buddhism to gain awareness of this mind, The more we listen to Buddhism and walk towards the mirror of Buddhism or the mirror of Dharma, we are constantly reminded again and again something that we constantly forget. And then we don't dwell too much on this difficult situation or this difficult person I have to associate with. We actually develop fondness and it's kind of nostalgia. Yeah, this is mysterious, but only when we listen to Buddhism and practice going forward, we begin to see how our suffering actually becomes the source of our gratitude and joy. So we cannot help treasuring each moment of our brief association, because that's what life is. Life is sum of all these moments that we have. So let's make the best of it. So good job everyone for being here, practicing together. Today is Thursday, so we're going to have advanced group session by Morita Sensei at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then also we will have the webinar style lecture by Yuichi at 8 p.m. on Zoom. If you're coming, please RSVP and get the Zoom link. And have a wonderful Thursday. Bye.